Hello children. So today let's go on to the next lesson in English. Yeah. Section 3, lesson number 2. On to page number 47. Open your textbook, page number 47. Today we are going to look into the second lesson in the third unit, that is third section, building a shelter. Okay, building a shelter. Shelter is a house or a roof wherein we are going to reside, wherein we are going to live. So that this house or shelter will protect us from sun, rain, cold and even wild animals. Okay, so this lesson is going on a topic of building up a shelter. So this basically it's a small extract which is taken from the Swiss Family Robinson. Okay, from the novel. The novel name is The Swiss Family Robinson, and this was written by John Weiss. Okay, right? He was a Swiss writer. So now this Robinson family, it went into an island. Okay, so the story starts like the family of Robinson, they landed in an island. Why? Because their ship got destroyed in a storm. A huge storm came and the ship got destroyed, and this Robinson's family, they went into an island to take the shelter. Now here the father is the narrator of the story. Now after going to the island, they wanted to build up a shelter. Right now they don't have any home or anything as such because it's a very new place for them. Islanders, generally we have complete dense forest. Right? Yes, everything all around. We may have some wild animals. The island would be covered with trees, okay, bushes and all. So these people, as they are new to the island, they wanted to build some shelter. So that is what is the story all about. And the father of this, that is the Robinson's family, his father is the narrator of the story. So let's start off. That night we slept on the grass under the trees. In the morning, our first task was to make a ladder. So their first task was they have to make a ladder. And that night, once they landed onto the island, that night they slept on the grass which was under the big tree. We had to have a ladder in order to climb into the house that we are going to build in a giant tree. So where are they going to build the house? They want to build the house on the top of a giant tree. Giant means very big, very huge tree. Okay, why do they want to build the house on the top of the tree, children? Yes, so that the wild animals will not come and kill them. We had plenty of rope, but we needed pieces of bamboo to make the steps of the ladder and also to make some bows and arrows. So they were having good number of ropes with them, but they did not have the bamboo. So they were in search of bamboo first so that they can make out the ladder. We found some bamboos growing by the river at some distance from the wood. We cut the pieces we needed and bound them together in a bundle to carry them back to the wood. So they went near the river, they found some bamboos, so they tied all the bamboos and brought them back. On our way there, Ernest carried the bundle while Fritz and I held our guns ready, for we never knew what wild animal we should meet. Fridge. So Ernest, she carried the bundle, and Fritz, F-R-I-T, at Fritz, he was carrying, the father and Fritz were carrying guns because they do not know at what time any wild animal can turn up. Our brave dog Flora walked in front of us. So the dog Flora, what is the name of the dog? Flora. It was walking in front of the people. Suddenly Flora jumped into some bushes, barking excitedly. Immediately a flock of flamingos flew out. So while they were walking, this Flora dog, he jumped immediately into the bushes. So what happened? And he shouted, he barked at them. Suddenly some group of flamingo birds, it flew out from the bushes. It took us a long time to make the ladder, but we succeeded in finishing it before nightfall. So they started in the morning, by night they finished in making the ladder. Then we had to fix it one of the lower branch of our giant tree. We did this by shooting an arrow with a rope attached to it over the branch. The ladder was then pulled up and fixed in place. So they made some bows, they made some arrows, and they fixed the ladder onto the tree. It took us several days to make our house in the tree. The younger boys helped by searching for plants on the seashore. So it took some days for them to make a house on the top of the tree, and these boys, they were helping the parents in building the beautiful home on the top of the tree. They loaded these on the backs of the cow and the donkey and brought them to us. Fritz and I were busy cutting away the branches in the middle of the tree. Then we nailed down some planks and made a floor with a wooden fence around it. So this was how they were making. So first they built some bamboos, they built the side walls and then they made a flooring which was of wooden plank. We hung 6 hammocks on some higher branches. So hammock is, it's like a swing which is made from the net or cloth with ropes which is hung between 2 trees. So it's like a swing, it's like a swing which was hung in between a plank, wooden plank tied with ropes which was hung in between the 2 trees. Then finally we covered the branches above us with a sailcloth to make a roof. Sailcloth is a strong fabric cloth. So they covered the roof of the house with the sailcloth. Later on I intended to make a wooden roof. The sailcloth which made the roof also formed two walls of the house. The third wall was the trunk of the tree. The fourth side was left open. So they made first 2 side walls. Then the other side sailcloth was acted as a one side of the wall, and then the fourth side it was left open, because if it is closed, these people they can't go inside the home, right? So the fourth side was left open. The fourth side gave us a beautiful view over the treetops to the ocean. So once if you sit on the treetop at their home, they had a very beautiful look of the ocean. Besides all this, I made a table and some benches which I placed at the foot of the tree. That was a dining room. So even they made some small dining tables also. By Sunday, our home was finished. That day we kept as we always did for prayers, rest and pleasant talk. So Sunday was a holiday for them. By then they finished building their house on the top of the tree. Then on Sunday, it was a resting day for them. They did their prayers and they had a pleasant talk. I think it's time for us to give a name to our home, I said to my family. So father said, now we have to give some name to our house, and we ought to give names to the other parts of the island that we know. Let's think of names that will remind us of our adventures. So it was one of the adventure. So let us plan out some beautiful name. A good idea, they all agreed. First of all, I said, what name shall we give the bay where we landed? So bay is the island. So what name shall we give to the island? Let's call it Safety Bay, said my wife. So his wife said, let us call this island as a Safety Bay, because good God brought us to the safety, because God has brought us to a safety place. Let's give this island a name as Safety Bay. We all agreed that the name was an excellent one. The place where we found the flamingos should be called Flamingo Marsh, said Ernest, and again we all approved. So next they went to see the flamingos. So that flamingo place was called Flamingo Marsh. Let's call the bridge family Bridge, my wife suggested, because the whole family helped to make it. So the bridge was named as Family Bridge. Let's give the name of Cape Disappointment to the place where we looked in vain for the sailors, I said. So Cape Disappointment. So they were waiting for few sailors in one place, but that place no sailor came. So they wanted to give the name to the place as Cape Disappointment. Let's call the river Jekyll River, said Jack. So Jack said, let's call the river as Jekyll River. So far we were in complete agreement. However, we could not agree on the name of our new home. What about tree castle or fig town? The boy suggested, but I did not like either name. So the boy suggested, let us call the home as tree castle or fig town, but father did not agree. Call it eagle's nest, said Fudge. Our house is more like a nest than a castle or a town. The eagle is the king of birds and we are like kings here. So Fudge said, let us call this as eagle nest because it's not a house, it's not a home, it's a nest. Like an eagle is the one of the king of the birds. So we are the king of this place. We aren't kings yet, I told him. Let's call it Falcons Nest, and I hope that you all are as brave as falcons. Yes, yes, the boy cried out, we shall call it Falcons Nest. So, no, falcon bird is a very brave bird. So let us call our home as a falcon nest. And for this, everyone agreed. So they named the house as Falcons Nest. So it's a small extract which is taken from a beautiful story, right? So this lesson mainly goes on like what are all the difficulties they faced while building up a house, and together as a team, if they work, any task can be completed. So in the same manner, whatever we are doing, we should work unitedly. Okay, so as a family, everyone should be united. As friends, everyone should be united in doing any task. Right? Hope children, you have enjoyed the lesson. Thank you.